good morning or good evening, everyone. Over here is Jacob speaking, and after a month-long break, welcome back to Wisents Building Channel. And today we are having very special episode actually, because finally we are building something for the animal that I actually really adore, the animal that I really love, the Wisent habitat, which will be split into parts. And why is that a thing? Because it turned out to be a very big habitat, and my schedule turned out to be really, really strict, and obviously I didn't have much time to build anything in Planet Zoo, and I had a little bit of trouble with playing at actually anything and then making the video for you. So that's why we had this really, really long break. But yeah, we are back and we are building the Wisent habitat this time for the European Wisent. And this episode, I have to say that in the beginning, it is pure speed build. It is half an hour long, just like you can see there on YouTube. And I will do my best with the timestamps. I would say that I will do my best because I know that watching only speed build is maybe not the most entertaining thing, especially when it is half an hour long. And if you would like just to hop in and see the certain thing that I made in this build, the timestamps are, I think, the way to make it happen, and everything will be comfortable. And also, I have to say, Happy Easter. This episode actually it is in the Monday, just after the Easter day, the first day of Easter. But still, Happy Easter. I wish you a wonderful time with your family or the friends, and I don't know, have fun and I don't know, utilize your free time in the best way. Probably playing the new Planet Zoo pack if you already managed to get it. Which when I was looking at it, it is really interesting and has a lot of interesting additions. Probably of my favorite will be the Great Rhea, maybe because I just really like birds itself. I like birds, so every single bird addition to the game, it is a very big thing for me. And a very big thing. What am I even talking about? I'm so sorry. I had this really long break and it is affecting my voiceovers. It will be affecting this video, but still, I would like just to come back to the channel because this time I will have more to do anything actually. And especially, well, of course, when I wasn't here, when I was off channel doing my private life maybe not love. Oh my god, I cannot spell words in English. I'm so sorry. During my private life, lots of interesting things happened in the community of Planet Zoo because, of course, we had this beautiful DLC happening, and then we have at the beginning of the April the public test branch for the Prehistory Kingdom with the thing that we were waiting actually since the launch of the game, which is the baby dinosaurs, baby animals, and actually for now, I didn't have time, it didn't have occasion yet for it to play around and with some babies, so I cannot wait to actually finally hop in into the game and try this new addition out because I think I've watched many videos on YouTube till this time and I'm obsessed with those baby animals. They are so cute, they are beautiful, and they are adorable. But going back to the speed build, you can see that I grabbed this lion statue and it will be my measure point. I had the Wisent running freely in the other save, so I was looking around for the statue that will be resembling it in the most matter way, the best way, having the same size, and it turned out that this lion statue is really actually close to the Wisent during two sides. Maybe it's just a little bit bigger, but it is actually really good because when you're building something, it's sometimes good to make it just a little bit bigger so the animals that you are keeping in, they aren't cramped. Or maybe just that's my way of thinking, especially with the bigger animals, just like the elephants or the wisents that we are building right now, so they don't look too cramped, so they have actually space to roam around. And the idea for this habitat is to have it actually a big habitat with a giant step, which will be maybe not a step, up to a valley, something like a valley in Poland, that you are just going from the palace straight to the zoo. You got these animals, because we are in the classical section. You got these animals all around. Oh, you can see the prefab from the Steam Workshop. I will link that in the description. It's marvelous. But coming back, you are just coming to this section from the palace, and you can see the Wisents up ahead. And when you come closer, you can come to this watch point. The first watch point will be just next to the actually, let's call it the main part of the valley, the entrance. So you got this wow effect. Then there will be also the secluded section when you can see Wisents taking some bath, because there will be also the artificial lake made for them. And also there will be something that I found in the internet, looking around for the inspiration for this habitat, because I made the traditional hut, a traditional home. Maybe no, what am I talking about? The home in the tradition style of the region where Wisents in Poland are most common, and this is the region called Podlasie in Polish. Sadly I don't know how to pronounce that into English, but I don't think that regions translate. I don't know, but it is at the Polish border, at the northern east. That's the eastern part of Poland, and it has lots of the vegetation. Maybe it's not the, I think it's the least or one of the least industrialized regions in our country, but still it has lots of bushes. It has lots of beautiful virgin forests. Actually, for me, as the man who really likes nature, really likes the animals, it is a beautiful place. It has, I think, at least 2 national parks in it, and also it is just like the home space for our European Wisents that actually was also rescued, and Poland took a very big part of that, rescuing the animals in the 20th century. But I won't be talking about it for too much, because I didn't do any research, because sadly I didn't have time for that. But I'm speaking out from my memory, from the information that I got recently. But I remember that our country actually had a really big role of reintroducing, of rescuing the Wisent into the wild again, so it can run around, and we can introduce it to other countries in the Europe. So yeah, that's the. I will try make more research to the next part of building this habitat, but that's the way for now. If I did something wrong, on some interesting information of the reintroduction of the European Wisent, or European Bison, if you want to call it like that, let me know in the comments, because actually I really like your comments anytime. Reading the comments, it is really interesting, especially when you've got some interesting facts or the tips from Planet Zoo, because let's keep those comments something which you can utilize and will be really helpful. And yeah, just right now I'm building this giant step that is welcoming you actually to this part. This will be the main habitat for this classical section, the biggest one. And also there will be those 3 viewing points that I was talking about, and also there will be the wall in the back, and just behind that wall there will be this secluded section for the Wisents, where they can run around, where the guests are not allowed, or they have not as the access is not as well provided as it is just coming from the palace. It's just secluded section for Wisents, because we can say that this part of the zoo, we can make some lore for it actually, that this zoo also took part in the restoration of the Wisent in the 20th century, and there is this big habitat which was also renovated back then, so the animals that were kept in, they will be comfortable and they will be reproducing, so the species itself can survive. And for now, I'm so sorry for my terrain work, but because that's not the biggest, that's not the best thing I can do in Planet Zoo, sadly, for now. But I think when I will add some foliage, and I will add some rocks, etc., more decorations, it will be looking much more natural and will be more interesting to watch. And for now, I'm just looking at the speed build, what I'm even doing right now. Yeah, I'm doing this lookout point for the Wisents taking some bath. So you get this varied view on the habitat itself. The second part, the hut will be built, the home will be built shortly. Yeah, I like that actually. So you don't have just this big, vast, open viewing, which you had mostly when you have big animals, just like the elephants. Actually, anytime when I go to the zoo, and you actually go to the zoo, the elephants get this, the big animals get this vast open area. Just you are walking by or walking up because there is something like that. I think in yeah, it was in the zoo in Łódź in central Poland. There is this Indian elephant habitat, and you can go nearly up. You had this higher viewing point. I don't know how to say it in English right now because I'm dead set on this speed build because I want to talk about multiple things at the same time. But yeah, you get this viewing point, but you get this view on this vast habitat area. And anytime actually when you have this big area, you don't have much time more to see. Or if you had some look into the shelter, just like in the zoo in Łódź, just like I said, because they get this op this humongous building with the necessities and the shelter for the elephants, which is actually really big and really interesting to watch, especially when the elephants have their bath time. But coming back to the speed build, again, you can see me building the home, the traditional home, just like I was talking about. But if you are Polish, if you live in Podlasie, or you have some, you know even more about your the local arch architectural culture, I think that's the way to call it. Just of course, again, let me down in the comments because I was just looking down from the pictures from the Google, and I don't know for sure if it is very good representation of what could you see from the traditional architecture in that region. If I mispronounced anything, I am so sorry for that. I did my best, and actually building something that resembles a thing from Poland was really helpful over here because you can see that I'm using these wonderful, beautiful Indonesian pieces, Indonesian wood pieces, which are really versatile. They are flexi-color and they come in various shapes and sizes, and also with some decorations, just like those little fences or the posts that were really helpful during building this entire original viewing point. And it is it is not filled inside again because I was running out of time. I wanted to make this video as fast as possible, but looking at the date of the third episode, looking at the date of the fourth episode, you can see that I didn't manage to do so. But still, it took too much time, and I think I will do the same thing just like with the palace. I will do it maybe at the end of the zoo, so my PC won't be dying because of the amount of the pieces. I will know what to add, what to delete, or if I'm even able to do so. And I will be doing that off camera. And at the end tour for the entire zoo, it will be shown, or I really would like to do so. So yeah, just like that. Also, what are the plans for the future? The plans for the future. Actually, I don't know for sure right now because I got this brief overview in my head. I want to take some rest from Planet Zoo, but don't worry, the series will be going. There still will be episodes of the Mazovian Zoo, but I think there will be maybe a week or so of the break because I really had to just go out and do something else. Because I love this game. I love Planet Zoo. I really enjoy building this zoo, but still, the thing that I don't even add so much animals, and I'm just building the same thing, or the building one thing, planning another, etc., etc. It's not as much as enjoyable as it was actually at the beginning, and I would like to take a very short rest. So I will come back to with even more ideas. I will come refreshed, and the zoo will have the same pump going. The, it will be coming even better, just like in the beginning when I had this idea of building the palace and then the entire zoo just behind it and all around it. But that's the future. That's very brief future. And also, I would like to see the babies. I would like to see the babies for the prehistoric kingdom. I would like to build something for them and also show you guys with what I actually came up with because I have a very interesting idea, I think. And this episode, I will try to do it as quickly as possible. But I'm not promising anything because life is brutal. And yeah, actually I would like also to make this video even better, just something a little bit different from the videos that till this time were on the channel, the pure speed build and the cinematic, etc, etc. I would like to make it more interesting visually. I still don't know how to do it, but I was thinking about the way, just like the, for example, the SH Blaze is doing that, but I don't want to rob his ideas because his videos actually, they are great, are high quality, and his idea is great, but I don't want to steal it actually. I'm thinking about how with what I can come out, so to make this video more interesting and enjoyable to watch, and also reduce the time, because also for me talking straight for half an hour just like that, it's not very pleasing actually. Sometimes I don't have time to do so because I have to check if there is nothing bad in the background, so you can actually hear my voice properly. There is, and of course, sometimes I don't even have the, and of course, when I want to say anything, I forgot the word in the English. I have some reasons not to do so because, for example, I have a very loud atmosphere all around me, or I have to do lots of stuff that requires me being actually, let's say, online, being ready at any time. So just wearing my headphones and then doing this speed build half an hour long, it's not the way. But yeah, I will try to do so to make this video more enjoyable for me and also more enjoyable for you. Maybe prioritize more the cinematic shots, maybe do the drone thing, I don't know. We will see in the future for now, but the house is nearly ready. You can see me just going around with those, I don't know how to call it, the window coverage. I don't know, because I was looking at my reference picture and I just fell in love with that. I think it looks really nice, beautiful, and adds something interesting to this building, especially when you get this, like you got the splashes of white, and then you get this very big wall of yellow actually in this time. Very big wall of yellow, and there's nothing interesting happening when you add some windows and you add those window coverage. It is even more interesting to watch, etc., etc. It is beautiful, and the house is ready. It is moved to the ordinary part. The idea is that the guests can come in and actually from this traditional looking house they can look into the Western habitat. And over here I'm building the wooden fencing that also will be the part of the habitat. And I also came up with something interesting that it will come when I will be decorating the habitat itself, because we know that Wisents are the big animals and there will be the big group of them going around in here because of these breeding programs, etc., etc. And actually I think that for the male or even a female Wisent, it wouldn't be any trouble to destroy such wooden fence, so I will be adding some trims just like you got in the rhinoceros habitat, for example, those wooden trunks that prevent animals from coming closer, and it will prevent wisents to coming to this fence and destroying it completely. And maybe only the babies will be able to come closer, but they wouldn't have so much strength to destroy this fence. And now I'm building the shelter for the wisents, and I get maybe just a little bit of problems because I firstly decided to make it really old European style, maybe something like the 19th century, the beginning of the 20th century, something like that. But still, I wanted to keep it in the same style, just like the fence in the back, so it is not sticking out so much, and so I did. And also, I did something that I didn't do most of the times, that I actually used the plaster pieces inside to make walls look actually more realistic. But you will see that later in the speed build, because I don't know how to say that in English right now. I don't know how to actually talk about that, because you can see that this shelter, it's not really welcoming from the inside because of these walls. And usually when you have a building, the walls inside have other colors than on the outside, because of course. But still, I want to add something like that, because I didn't do something like that just like ever in Planet Zoo, sadly. I have to start doing that more often. And of course it was more interesting, and I was liking that. Maybe unnecessary, maybe not, maybe necessary cut in the voiceover, but suddenly my program just said, no, I will be rendering this video. I don't care that you are just sitting here for about 20 minutes walking straight. And it just stopped, and I stopped the recording of my voice, and then it suddenly worked, and it is working properly, just like it is always. And I'm furious, because it means I will have a lot of to do editing this video, not just like more work, but yeah, coming back to the speed. You can see, yes, this idea, the beautiful plaster pieces. And actually, even when I don't have these plaster pieces, when I was just watching Planet Zoo, playing from time to time, looking at this game, I was like, yeah, that's really actually good and versatile piece. And when I started building anything with it, started using it more frequently, and I actually get the African DLC. Yes, that was the African or the North African DLC. I don't remember. The African DLC, Jack. You'll get to know that. And it is, oh my God, I cannot imagine my life without this piece right now. Those pieces, because they, again, just like the Indonesian wood pieces, but they are actually best for making this organic buildings, make it inside so it is beautiful, natural, and looking realistic, etc., etc. It's great. It is actually great, and I had wonderful time doing that, because also, again, it was something different from I was doing any time on the channel doing building in Planet Zoo. And now I'm building some decorations, placing some decorations for the staff area, for every single staff member that will be coming here to feed Wisents, etc., to work around them. It is huge. I think I made it just a little bit too big, but still all the necessities have to have some spot in this shelter. And also you got this chain link in the window, so Wisents are not going to destroy you anytime they are mad, and actually you can come safely into the habitat, firstly looking if they are in, or secondly when you're coming out or someone is going to help you. Now I'm building the how's it called, the shelves for the, again, necessities, for some boxes, for some buckets that will be necessary. Just like the organic things, the most important part of the habitat, for the, actually maybe not habitat, but the stuff that will be looking around and taking care of the animals. And actually, again, I use these, again, really interesting, nice wooden pieces from the Twilight pack. Yeah, it was the Twilight pack. They're, again, very versatile. They come in any size. And actually, I think it was called the door pieces, those particular ones. And I like it. I like it. It is great. I don't, but the bad thing about them is they're not flexi color, if I remember that correctly. But I might be wrong. I'm so sorry for that if it is a thing at all. And just right now, I'm adding the lights for the, just like the first, maybe the infrastructure, let's go that way, for the light itself, just like I did with the Spinosaurus Care Center in the shelter area for the Spinosaurus, which can breathe now properly. maybe not breed, they have some babies, so we can pretend that the life have found a way and they are reproducing in the habitat and soon they will be escaping. So wonderful, guest will be very happy. But still, yeah, had to move it just a little bit. And now we can see also why I was talking about the pure speed build of this episode after the 25 minutes of the speed build, because again, I didn't have much time. There is no animals. There is nothing to do cinematics with. And again, I will do my best with the time stamp. So if you want to see how to build it, how I did the build, my God, how I built the shelter, how I built the traditional house, there will be no trouble just going there straight away, looking at it, being like, okay, fine. Maybe you can find some inspiration from there, some way that I was doing it, or just from the pure curiosity if you want to check it. But I don't think that this video is particularly just being watching, so you can open it and watch the entire episode just looking and listening to me. I will do the timestamps, and I think this will be the best way. But again, coming back over here, I did something which I think I will do as a blueprint, or maybe not, because it is just for the entrance area, or maybe I will do a blueprint, I don't know. Also, let me know in the comments if you want some blueprints from this zoo or the overall all of my builds, also from the prehistoric kingdom. I will share them in the sim workshop, so everyone will be able to use them. But it will be the blueprint that I'm making right now. It is this movable door, because firstly I want to do the doors just like I was doing in Prehistoric Kingdom many times, that you're just going up and down. But then I realized that I don't have much time, and I have no idea what pieces I can use. I found those, maybe this is the Australian, maybe metal pieces, and they are also really nice, really versatile again. Uh, and I wanted to make something stronger, because just the garage gate, maybe that's what it could be. It isn't that strong enough to keep Wisents in sometimes, so I made it that way. So it is this big wooden door with metal that will be just going from the left to right, and it's really nice actually. I really like it. It has, maybe it's not very well designed, but still it has just a bit of that detail that would be necessary to build it, and then yeah, just to put in and use the remote pilot, I don't know, the remote button to move it. And here we go, we got our shelter ready. And also I would like to add that I'm not the expert. I didn't have so much time sadly to do some research, but I made the shelter as well as I actually could, and I will do my best to make Wisents, to make it comfortable for the Wisents. Maybe in this secluded habitat section I will add even more places to hide, or even another smaller shelter for the males, for example. We will see. But now I'm building this rock wall, the custom rock wall. I decided to go for it. I think it turned out really well. I will be using it around the habitat. And the speed build itself, it's coming to an end. So I really hope you enjoyed. I'm so sorry for that really long not presence on the YouTube. I had really a lot of to do in my private life. But I'm back, and the series, the channel will be going. So again, happy Easter, have a wonderful time with your friends or family, and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.